I don't care what any family says, there's always a favorite child. I was a middle child, so I understand that I wasn't the favorite. But in every, he was the favorite. They all got robes. Joseph got a coat of many colors. Joseph was dressed better. He was treated better. You read the story and it's like, man, dude, snitches get stitches, and you told your son to go be a snitch on his siblings, right? Like you set him up for this, Dad. You sent him and said, come back and tell me what they're up to. Don't do that to your kids, right? That's just setting them up for some sibling rivalry. But what we see is because of the dreams, because of all this, what happened in the situation is his brothers became bitter and resentful. And if we're not careful in our lives, when others are doing well, or we're not getting what we think God should be giving us, or things aren't working out the way that we thought, we can become bitter and resentful towards people, towards God, towards church, towards other things in our lives. If we're not careful and we're not guarding ourselves, having the right mindset, thinking about the right things, we can become resentful. And when we get bitter and resentful, we do things that we should not do. We start to think things and then act on things, right? Because TBT, thoughts become things. We start to dwell on it. Here comes the dreamer. Then they start talking. They're resentful. What are we going to do with them? Let's kill them. No, let's throw them in this. No, now let's sell them into slavery. Let's do all of these things. Why? Because they became resentful. So what I want to do today is talk about 4 mindsets that if we can adopt and practice them, right? Because mindsets take practice. It's not going to happen overnight. But if we can adopt these 4 mindsets, it'll help us battle resentfulness. It'll help us battle bitterness. It'll help us to overcome and to have the mind of Christ and to think like Christ. So the first mindset that we need to adopt is we need to literally say to ourselves daily, not just right now, not just, oh, it's a cool thought, but daily, is tell ourselves this: I am thankful for the opportunity to do, and then I have a blank, fill in the blank. So for some of us tomorrow, I am thankful for the opportunity that I get to go to work. Some of us are like, I'm not thankful for that. I'm thankful that God gave me the ability to work. I'm thankful that God gave me the ability to do this. I'm thankful for the opportunity when I'm working with athletes. I'm thankful for the opportunity to pitch. I'm thankful for the opportunity to play football. I'm thankful for the opportunity to play basketball. I'm thankful for the opportunity to play Division I golf. I'm thankful for this opportunity that I have today. I'm thankful for the opportunity to go to church. I'm thankful for the opportunity to get to work with my boss, who I hate, who annoys me, who I'm getting a little resentful and bitter towards. And everyone's like, well, my boss is bad. Your boss is not as bad as King David's boss was. He was literally sitting there playing the harp for him, and his boss was throwing spears at his head. Now, if you're living in America today and your boss is doing something like that, you're probably in an illegal job. Now, I know some of us might be army people, so there's the enemy, but your boss is probably not shooting the bullets at you. It's not in America unless you're doing something illegal, and then we have a different conversation. But David had a horrible boss, but you know what he kept doing? He kept showing up. And he kept choosing a good attitude, choosing to be grateful versus resentful. See, Joseph's brothers were upset. We're not getting what Joseph has. We're not loved the way Joseph is loved. But if we could adopt the mindset that I'm just thankful that I get to be a part of this family, whether I feel like it's fair or not, because nothing is fair. It's funny, you have parents, you always tell kids, life's not fair, but then it's interesting that when life's not fair to those parents, they throw temper tantrums and fits like a toddler. I call it tossing their toys. You see adults do it all the time. I'm not getting my way, but yet you tell your kids to not act that way, and then you wonder why they act that way. Because they watch us complain about our jobs, murmur, complain, whine. The Bible says to do everything without murmuring and complaining. That means I need to do, and then it also says to work willingly at whatever you do is unto the Lord. So that means tomorrow when I go to my job and I don't feel like it, I need to grow up and learn to act different than how I feel. Why? Because feelings aren't facts. I don't feel like waking up every day. I don't feel like dealing with people every day. But what I tell myself every single day, I practice this. I practice it. I say, God, I'm thankful for the opportunity to deal with this today. Even though I'm not liking it, even though it's going to be uncomfortable, even though it's not my favorite, I'm thankful for the opportunity that I have. And thankfulness is a position of where God can truly bless our lives and increase our lives.